Hello dear students, today we are taking the chapter 8 motion standard 9 and we are taking the basic concept of this chapter. First is path length. It is the total distance covered by the object in the given time interval. Displacement. It is final position minus initial position. Motion. We are taking the three type of the motion right now. Here first is the linear motion, second is the uniform circular motion. We will study the oscillatory motion, vibrational motion in the higher study. Uniform motion, it is taken in the one dimension, like the object moving along the straight line. And we are taking the two-dimensional motion and three-dimensional motion in the higher study. Now there are the two types of the another motion. We can take the uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Uniform motion is the equal distance covered by the object in the equal time interval. Non-uniform motion, equal distance does not cover in definite time interval. Uniform motion, in that we are taking the speed, which is distance upon time. Velocity, it is displacement upon time. In the case of the uniform motion, we are just taking the velocity, average velocity or average speed equal to v initial plus v final upon 2. In the case of non-uniform motion, average speed is given by total distance covered by the object per total time interval. It is equal to d1 plus d2 up to dn upon t1 plus t2 up to tn. And average velocity in the non-uniform motion is also taken as the displacement upon total time. So it is final position minus the initial position upon total time. So this is the main difference between uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Generally in day-to-day life we are taking the examples of the non-uniform motion. All the events takes place around us is of the example of non-uniform motion. Now uniform motion, in the uniform motion just we are taking the speed as a distance upon time, or the velocity, it is displacement upon time. And in that case the average speed is given by v1 plus v2 upon 2, or average velocity is given by the v initial plus v final upon 2. So in the case of non-uniform motion, you have to use the equation average v is equal to d1 plus d2 plus d3 upon t1 plus t2 plus t3, or average velocity equal to displacement upon total time. And in the uniform motion only, we have to take v equal to d by t, or average speed is equal to v initial plus v final upon 2. Okay. So use this equation frequently. Now let us take a rate of change of velocity. It is the acceleration. Acceleration is given by delta v upon delta t. It is equal to v minus u upon t2 minus t1. Uniform acceleration and non-uniform acceleration. In the case of the uniform acceleration, velocity increase or decrease in equal amount of in equal interval of time is known as the uniform acceleration. Example, motion of the freely falling body. The object is falling freely. That is the example. Non-uniform acceleration, velocity increase or decrease not in equal amount in definite time interval. Example, car moving on a different rate of motion on a straight road. We can take this example for the non-uniform accelerated motion. So in this chapter generally we will take the uniform accelerated motion, and we are using the equation of motion for the acceleration which is remain constant or remain uniform. Now we are taking equation of motion. Consider an acceleration of object to be uniform or constant. That means velocity of object increase or decrease in equal amount in definite time interval. Suppose we can take the one example of the car in which acceleration a1 and a2 are become constant. You can see in this clip, that is equal to 4 by 2 equal to 2 meter per second square, and a1 and a2 are become same 2 meter per second square. That means acceleration is constant. So there are the three equation of motion. First, v is equal to u plus at, where v is the final speed or final velocity, u is equal to initial speed or initial velocity. Second, v square minus u square is equal to 2as. Third, s is equal to ut plus 1 by 2 at square. So there are the two methods One is the theoretical method and second is the graphical method. Now theoretical method. In this method we are taking a equal to v minus u upon t. Hence at is equal to v minus u. So v is equal to u plus at. First equation of motion. Second equation of motion, by taking average velocity v equal to s by t is equal to v plus u upon 2. So s is equal to v plus u upon 2 into t. So s is equal to v plus u upon 2 into v minus u upon a. That means s is equal to v square minus u square upon 2a. So s is equal to v square minus u square upon 2a means 2as is equal to v square minus u square. Third, average v is equal to v plus u upon 2 and s is equal to v plus u upon 2 into t. So s is equal to v plus u upon 2 into t, that is u plus at plus u upon 2 into t. So s is equal to ut plus 1 by 2 at square. So we can use this theoretical method and we can use the equation of motion according to the condition in which the acceleration is remain constant or the uniform. That means we are taking the uniform accelerated motion. So we can use this equation of motion when there gives the acceleration constant, and these three equations are known as the equation of motion. Now another is the graphical method, in which here the velocity versus time graph is given and it is a straight line graph. So you can see from the figure that the graph is given. At the a point the velocity is v, that is final velocity. At the b point the velocity is the u, it is initial velocity. Now from the graph AD equal to AB plus BD, so V equal to AB plus U, so AB equal to V minus U is equal to change in velocity. So acceleration is given by change in velocity upon time. So A into T is equal to change in velocity and it is equal to V minus U. Thus V equal to U plus AT. To obtain the distance enclosed area of V versus T graph for given time interval gives distance covered by object in given time interval. So S is equal to area of trapezium ADOC and S is equal to area of the triangle ABC plus area of the rectangle CBDO. So S is equal to BD into DO plus 1 by 2 AB into BC. Hence S is equal to UT plus 1 by 2 V minus U into T. So it is equal to UT plus 1 by 2 8 T into T. So S is equal to UT plus 1 by 2 AT square. This is the second equation. For the third equation, we are taking the average speed. So S is given by V plus U upon 2 into T. T is equal to V minus U upon A. So S is equal to V plus U upon 2 into V minus U upon A. Hence S is equal to V square minus U square upon 2A. This implies 2as is equal to v square minus u square. So we can write v square equal to u square plus 2as. This is the graphical method. So this is graphical method. Now we can solve the numerical in physics. But how to solve numerical in physics? Dear students, don't be panic but enjoy solving examples. By systematic way you can solve it easily. First, read statements carefully and try to understand its meaning. Draw a rough diagram or the figure at your way with quantity with values in figure. So step 1, write the quantities detail with the unit. Convert the higher unit into the simple unit, like the example 1 km per hour equal to 10 by 36 meter per second. Second step, check condition given and write it. Apply suitable formula for it. Third, simplify formulas if necessary. Put values in formula and find out the answer. In this way you can solve the examples in the physics. Now we are taking the one examples, question 4. A motorboat starting from rest on a lake accelerate in a straight line at the constant rate of 3 meter per second square for 8 seconds. How far does the boat travel during this time? So answer, details are given. A equal to 3 meter per second square, U is equal to 0, T equal to 8 second. So what is the S? Now it is the accelerated motion condition is given. So we can't use V equal to d by t because it is the accelerated motion. So we will use the equation of motion. First, V equal to U plus AT is equal to 0 plus 3 into 8 is equal to 24 meter per second. So we get the here final velocity, that is 24 meter per second. Now again we are using the another equation of motion. Either we can use S equal to ut plus half at square or V square minus U square equal to 2as. So by using S equal to ut plus half at square, we get S is equal to 0 plus 1 by 2 3 into 8 square, it is equal to 96 meter. Or we can use the V square minus U square is equal to 2as. So S is equal to V square minus U square upon 2a. It is 24 into 24 upon 6 is equal to 96 meter. So in both the case we get the same answer by using the equation of motion. So in this example you can draw the rough figure which is given for your kind information. So in that figure I draw AB line and boat is given on the A point, which is the starting point. So at the starting point boat is initially at rest, so we can say that initial velocity is 0. Then we have written A is equal to 3 meter per second square and rest one S is equal to question mark. So in this way you can solve the examples. Now another example, question 5. A driver of the car traveling at 52 km per hour applies the brake and accelerates uniformly in the opposite direction. The car stops in 5 seconds. Another driver going at 3 km per hour in another car applies his brake slowly and stops in 10 seconds. On the same graph paper, plot the speed versus time graph for the two cars. Which of the two cars travel further after the brake were applied? So in this example we will use the V versus T graph. See in the clip the V versus T graph is given. By tracking the area of this V versus T graph we get the distance for the given time interval. So for first car we get the distance S1 is equal to 36 meter and for the second car we get the distance S2 is equal to 4.16 meter. So we can say that the first car is further away from the second car, and here we have given the enclosed area and its value. For the first car it is the 1 by 2 base into height is equal to 1 by 2 5 into 52 into 10 by 36. So S1 is equal to 36 meter. For the second car we have get S is equal to 1 by 2 base into height, and here we get the 4.16 meter answer when you simplify these values. So in this way we get the distance of the car traveled in the given time interval. So this is the very easy method. By plotting the graph you can find out the total area and you can thus find out the distance covered by the car. In the another method we can also solve this example, but it is the long method, so it is not given here. Thank you.